Traditionally, in our culture, the men are the providers. Your necklace is fucking ugly, by the way. Sorry. I have bad manners. I own it. As I was saying, in my culture, it would be very disrespectful for a monkey's asshole that you fucking sucked. Probably. In my culture, it would be very disrespectful to be in the same room with a male stripper. Hey everybody, it's me, Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 9, Episode 12, Mudslinging in Mexico. Oh God, you guys, welcome to Episode 12, where Jennifer brought her A game. So this episode opens with Teresa unboxing her bathing suit for the fitness competition. Her girls are there and they are horrified. They're just horrified. She's holding it up and Adriana's like, "Mom, that's gross. That's gonna go up your butt." Side note, I think it's hilarious that we still are calling this a bathing suit when clearly that thing can't get anywhere near water. I mean, it is bedazzled to within an inch of its life. But it's fun to watch Teresa, who has worked so hard, and she's like flexing her muscles, and the girls clearly do not like muscular women or fitness, or I don't know what it is, but they're like, "Ew, yuck. I hate that. Stop doing that, Mom." It's funny. The next scene, we have Margaret, Jennifer, and Melissa, and they're meeting at a jewelry store, and they're picking out a gift for Teresa. They're going to give it to her when they go to Cabo, and it's for, all the hard work she's done with the fitness competition. They decide to get a little barn necklace, and they're putting the word strong on there in pave diamonds. And they're going to ask Jennifer and Dolores to also go in on it with them. Then they start talking about how insane Danielle was at Melania's listening party. And Margaret just says, "You know what? It's fine. I can be in the same room with her. I'm just going to ignore her, So then Melissa tells them that she is going out to dinner with her mom and her sisters. And she's going to talk about finding her lost sister. The next scene is Jennifer and Olivia, and they are stopping off at Bill's office to bring him lunch. They pawn off Olivia on the poor coworkers there so that they can talk privately. And Jennifer is talking to Bill about the girls' trip to Cabo. And we get just a delightful flashback when she told Bill that she had been invited to go to Oklahoma. And Bill said, "Well, I hope you told them no." Oh, God, Bill, how far we've fallen since then. She's already been to Turkey, and now she's going to Mexico. All without you and the kids. Jennifer says, I guess it was to the confession cam, that she thinks it's because Bill saw how much fun I had in Oklahoma, that by the time Cabo came around, he said, "Okay, have fun." Okay. No. First of all, I'm not buying that Bill's okay with all this. I mean, unless, I don't know, maybe the show is good for his practice or something. I don't know. I don't know what Bill's game is. But two, girl, you didn't have fun in Oklahoma. What are you talking about? I'm sure you came home from Oklahoma complaining to Bill about Margaret and everybody else and the house and how small it was and how you had to share a room and, right? And because of that, Bill is just so happy to have you go off again. Maybe Bill's game is that he's trying to have you realize that you're happier at home than off in the world somewhere with these ladies. Anyway, Jennifer says to him, "Thanks for not complaining." And Bill said, "I can complain, but it doesn't really solve anything." Side note, as a vampire, am I the only one that was surprised that Bill didn't have the blinds closed, blocking the sun out from coming in his office? They talk a little bit about Jennifer's drinking, which is a little foreshadowing. Then Olivia comes back in the room and she wants Jennifer to buy her perfume. And Bill said, "Aren't you a little too young for that?" And Olivia goes, "Oh, please, please." And she jumps on Jennifer. "I'll be good. Please take me to get some perfume." And Bill said, "How about you go home and I will buy some for you?" Okay, so you're bribing your kid just to leave your office now? And by the way, you can no longer blame this on Jennifer because you did the exact same thing. Shut her up by giving her what she wants. Next, we're at the Powerhouse Gym, and Frank Sr. is working out with Teresa. It's just 2 days now before the competition, and he's working her hard as usual. And they start to talk about Dolores. The girls were teasing her about you and her living together. And he said, "Just because she's not my wife doesn't mean we can't be best friends," which was kind of cute. And Teresa then said, "Yeah, but do you think that Dolores might be using you as a crutch?" And he said, she might be. And he said, "It would kill me if I was standing in the way of her moving on." So he's going to talk to her about it when they get back from Cabo. And then he tells Teresa, "Well, you're like my therapist." Oh, God. You guys, I'm just imagining Teresa as a therapist. It's a little scary. Okay, there's a little throwaway scene with Margaret and Joe, and she's telling him that she's been trying to get Jan and Brett together again. Brett is Jan's son. And it's not going well. Jan did not seem to be open to it at all. He's like, he's hard to talk to. No. Like, he wasn't even agreeing to, go to dinner or anything. So she doesn't know what to do, but she doesn't want to give up. It's family, and she thinks it's important that they start talking again. All right, now we are at the Michelangelo restaurant where Melissa is meeting her sisters and her mom. Melissa gets there first, and when her mom and sister show up, they're like 2-3 drinks past tipsy. Especially her mom. Oh my God, they're laughing at, I don't even know what they're laughing at, but her mom cannot stop laughing. And I'm wondering how Melissa's going to segue into, I'm going to look for Dad's love child. But she does. She gets around to saying it. And I will say this, it does sober her mom up. And she ends up saying, "I don't care if you want to find her. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you want to try and find a stranger, a woman you've never met. But if you do, that's fine with me. I don't blame the child." Now, her mother, that's another story because she knew that he was married when she was with him. And so they're all back to laughing again. Melissa's got the green light to go ahead with this, and I'm thrilled. Now, it's a bit late in the season to start looking for her, but I'm telling you right now, for season 10, Melissa's storyline better be the search for her long-lost sister. And by the end of the season, I want this woman on camera. You heard it here first. This is my demand. Oh my God, you guys. When I laugh, my hair is pulling so hard. Shoot. It hurts. It's not easy being Jennifer. Traditionally, in our culture, we wear our ponytails so tight they hurt when you laugh. Next, we are at Beach Bum Tanning, and Frankie and Teresa are getting their tan on. So Frank explains that the darker you go, the more defined your muscles will be and you'll look more cut. And the two of them come out, and it looks like the girl had just dialed that spray gun up to 11 because they're dark. Over at Margaret's house, she is working on the gala for the Hospital Heroes line, that the hospital gowns for children. So she's having a big gala for it, and she's got the invitations are going out, and she has invited Jan and his son Brett. So she's thinking that maybe this will be a good opportunity for them to, they'll at least be in the same room together, and maybe they'll start talking again. Okay, you guys, it's the morning of the fitness competition, and Teresa's leaving her house, and she kisses Nono goodbye, and he said, "Okay, go win." We also see the Catanias are heading out from their house as well. So we're at the event now, and Frank is just, I don't know what he's doing. oiling up Teresa. I don't know what the deal is, but it appears as though the cameras are not allowed inside this place, because all that we're seeing really is footage from like cell phones. And oh God, people who don't know to turn their phone to the landscape position. So we're seeing like a lot of this like narrow footage. And at one point we're seeing Frank putting the whatever, again, oil. I don't know. She's already got her tan stuff on. And that's like sideways. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Then like almost immediately, we just see the very end of Frankie's competition, and it's just him and another guy, and Frankie Catania wins first place. You know, he's so cute, but I thought he was cuter before all the muscles. I'm not like a big muscle girl, so maybe that's it. But also, I think he looks a lot older, especially like in this picture here. If I didn't know who he was and you would have just shown me this picture and asked me, how old do you think this guy is? I would say, I don't know, mid-30s. I definitely would not guess that he was a sophomore in college. Anyway, he still looks good. I think he looks a lot older. Okay, so now it's Teresa's turn. And from the Chiron, it looks like she is competing in the Masters 40-plus bikini division. Side note, I'm questioning how good that super dark tan looks on older skin, because I kind of feel like it also highlights wrinkles and stuff. But her body is smoking hot, and I have got to give her credit for that. I really do applaud all the work and discipline it took to get where she was. I guess she's been doing this for 6 months, which I know doesn't seem like long, but like with that super restricted diet, oh my God, I could never. She does look good. I mean, without that stupid tan. But having said that, what is this pose in the middle? Is this like a thing? Is that an official like pose that they have to do? Because she looks like she's beginning to squat over a public toilet. You know how when you're like in a public restroom and you don't want to touch the toilet seat? That's what it kind of reminds me of. Anyway, she ends up coming in 3rd place. And you know what? I'm good with that, because it really made this competition seem more legit than like, say, the one that Tamara was in, where it looked like there was only a total of 3 or 4 women and then Tamara won it. Not that Tamara didn't look great too. I'm just saying this whole thing seemed a little more legit. Afterward, everyone's congratulating her, and Teresa is saying, I did something just for me. I felt independent, and I loved it. You better watch out, Joe Giudice. I think you left your wife too long, because she learned how to do things for herself. You may be coming home to a very different woman. Okay, it's Teresa. Maybe not very different, but a little. Next, we are heading to Cabo, and we get the packing montage. Teresa says she's so happy that now she can eat and drink whatever she wants. You know what I'm thinking? She's probably going to get sick. You know, her body's probably going to reject all that crap. Over at Jennifer's house, we get the obligatory child in a suitcase. Oh, bravo. That never gets old. It does. Bill says, Olivia, remember Mommy's leaving. He's a little instigator. And Olivia goes, no, Mommy, no, you're not going to leave this family. And Jennifer goes, no, baby, I'm not going to leave the family. I'm just going on a little vacation. Well, then you have to take me with you. So I guess they're flying commercial, but doesn't look like any plane I've ever been in. Even like the first class. I've never seen this, but looks pretty cool. So now they've landed. They're on the shuttle heading to the hotel, and it's raining, but I would say that the vibe is pretty fun and easy. Everybody's teasing Teresa about how she's going to drink and eat and everything, and Margaret said that Teresa's going to wind up in a Mexicoma. Everybody laughs at that, even Danielle, and she actually said that was actually pretty good. Oh, good, you got the Danielle seal of approval. So they get to the resort, and it is gorgeous. In fact, I'm going to camp out in the lobby right now. So these drinks are passed out to everybody. It looks like pina coladas, and they're going to have a big toast. And Danielle, okay, I played this back like 3 times and I can't make out what Danielle says. So I am asking you guys, if you heard what she said, to please leave it in the comments below and let me know, because it's driving me crazy. She said, I'm allergic to coconut, but I'll take something, and then I can't hear what she says. It sounded like she said, but I'll take a little taste. And if that's what she said, oh my God. I don't want to assume anything here, but all I'm saying is it sounded like she said, but I'll take a little taste. And you guys remember how snotty she was at Margaret's brunch, right? She wouldn't even put a face mask on because there was coconut in the ingredients. I mean, she wasn't even ingesting it. It was a face mask. And then how even to have the pan wiped out, if there was ever butter in that pan, then Danielle couldn't eat from it. I mean, she was just so obnoxious that I'm just like, did she take a sip of that drink or not? I would love to know. Okay, then Teresa tells everybody, okay, so here's your room assignment. Melissa, Jackie, and Margaret, you guys are all rooming together. Jennifer and Dolores, you guys will each have your own separate suites. And Danielle is going to room with me. Everybody's fine with that, and all the rooms are amazing. Everybody loves their rooms. But Dolores to the confession cam and Margaret to Jackie and Melissa both are wondering, why did Teresa choose to room with Danielle? Melissa said, I think it's her way of apologizing to Danielle for the prostitution whore engaged 19 times table flip. But that doesn't make sense to me, because we know that she's already apologized to that. They've apologized to each other 100 times already. So that's not what this is. Now we see all the women in their respective rooms getting ready for dinner. And in Jennifer's room, she calls Bill. And she's like, what you doing? And good God, you guys, I have never heard Bill this happy. He sounds animated and relaxed, and I almost didn't know who she was talking to. She's like, what you doing? And he said, we're driving back home. And she said, who's we? Bill, Mike was in the city doing some work, and after surgery, we went out to dinner, and now we're heading home. He's so happy. All I'm saying is, this is not the monotone vampire that we all know and love. So Jennifer said, you promised you would spend more time with the children while I was away. Oh, please. You knew he wasn't going to do that. Neither of you really want to spend time with the children. Anyway, he's like, yeah, tomorrow for sure. I'll be home after surgery, and yeah. She goes, well, okay, I love you. And he's like, okay, boss. And she goes, well, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, boss. Okay, boss. This is a Bill I can get behind. In Margaret, Melissa, and Jackie's room, they're all ready to go, and Margaret shows them the necklace. Like I said, it says strong in the diamonds, and it really is pretty cool. And I think Melissa's like, oh, she's gonna love it. So they get to the restaurant, they all sit down. We see Jennifer telling the server that she's just gonna stick with tequila because she doesn't think she should mix her drinks or something. And, I don't know if that was supposed to be some kind of foreshadowing, but yeah, it didn't really help. So Jennifer suggests that they go shopping tomorrow. And Teresa said, yeah, I'll go shopping. And she said, yeah, like we could buy some maracas. And it's like crickets. Everyone looks like, what? And she goes, the kids like them. And Dolores goes, oh, for the kids. Because you don't need any more noise at the house. And everybody's laughing. And she's like, you're going shopping, I'm going to the pool. And then Jackie said, I'll go to the pool with you. Did Jackie and Dolores get along? I can't remember. Kinda not. I don't think they had any issues with each other, but just because Dolores has been kind of siding with Jennifer, I think that's been keeping Dolores and Jackie kind of apart. So Margaret asks Teresa what she's going to order because she said, you can eat real food now. And Teresa goes, I was eating real food. I was eating protein and vegetables. And Melissa's like, honey, you were bringing meat in a backpack. To the confession cam, Teresa said, I liked that lifestyle. I like eating clean. I love working out. So she's going to kind of keep it up. I mean, not as restrictive as it has been leading up to the fitness competition, I'm sure. But just to be eating clean. And I think that's awesome. I wish that would happen to me. That even after this competition, I still wanted to do it. Or like, you know what? I would settle for just loving working out. Because I do not. Anyway, Margaret passes across the table the necklace, and she said, "We all got you a gift because you're very strong. So please open it." And she does, and she goes, "Oh, I love it." And she puts it on, and Margaret goes, "It's real, by the way." God. I just thought that was weird and tacky for these women. So then Melissa said, "Yeah, we went to a jeweler and had it made." And Jennifer goes, "Which jeweler?" Oh my God, like I forgot her brother was a jeweler. So I'm thinking she's probably really pissed off. And Margaret said, "A jeweler in Englewood." And Jennifer goes, "Did you guys know that my brother was a jeweler?" And I think Melissa said no, or that she didn't remember that. Margaret just keeps eating, like she looks like she's just trying to avoid the question. And Jennifer goes, "He probably could have made it for a fraction of the cost." Margaret does know because she said, "Yeah, but he's at Long Island. When do we have a chance to go to Long Island?" To the confession cam, Jackie said, "Jennifer's missing the point because this was about Teresa and getting something nice for her to congratulate her. This wasn't about getting a sale for your brother." Jennifer's getting just delightfully drunk here, you guys. Now she said, "It would have turned out better if my brother made it." I'm thinking in my head, if they would have told her ahead of time, "Hey, we were thinking about all going in on a gift for Teresa. This is what we were thinking about getting." Jennifer would have said, "Oh, hey, you guys, my brother's a jeweler. I could get us a very good deal on something." And then maybe Jennifer would have even volunteered to go pick it up on Long Island, you know? But I just figured they didn't, and that the real issue was that Jennifer was feeling left out. But no. Because Margaret said, "Jennifer, what are you talking about? I called you and told you what we were going to do, and you said fine." "Jennifer, I didn't know you were getting her something real. I thought it was costume." "No, you didn't." Margaret goes, "Why would I get her something costume?" "Jennifer, I don't know. Why would I pay for something that was custom and not from my brother?" So then Jennifer turns to Teresa and says, "Well, it's f***ing ugly. Sorry." Everybody is shocked. Dolores goes like bug-eyed and she goes, "That's not nice, Jennifer." And Margaret goes, "It's just bad manners." Jennifer, "Then I have bad manners. I own it." Why do you act like you're proud of it though? In the confessional, Dolores said, "I like Jennifer, but we all agreed to go in on a gift, and I think this tequila's given her amnesia." So even Dolores is backing up Margaret. Then the camera cuts over to Danielle, and I'm like, "Oh, hello, Danielle. I forgot you were here." Margaret now turns to Melissa. Something's wrong with her. The alcohol, I don't know." Jennifer goes, "Oh, baby, I'm on point. Like nobody's business." Oh, but just wait, you guys. Margaret, "So's your fucking lip liner. Why don't you fix it?" Jennifer, "Jealous much? Bitch." Mwah, mwah, mwah. Margaret, "Looks like a monkey's asshole." Dolores cannot keep her eyes in her own head. She doesn't know who to be bugging her eyes out at. And let me just say, I don't love how many times I am going to have to say monkey's asshole, but it is integral to the story, so let me just apologize in advance. If you feel the need to fast forward through the next section, I understand. So Jennifer gets up and in her face and she said, "Yeah, a monkey's asshole that you fucking sucked. Okay? Now you fucking sucked, probably." That is the best part of that to me. That she's like telling her she did this. She adds probably at the end. Not definitively, but probably you sucked it. Oh God, I don't even understand the logistics of how one would do that, but I'm trying desperately not to think about it too much. Side note, can I just say how drunk Jennifer is becoming one of my favorite characters? Honest to God, I mean, This is the best part of this episode. I'm sorry, Teresa. I know you worked 6 months diligently with no food, only to have this dinner overshadow your whole story arc. But this was the better part of the episode. Jennifer, now I've lost my appetite. Really? Do you think it was the sucking of the monkey's asshole that might have done it? Well, you can't blame that on Margaret. So now, just like the vulture that she is, Danielle Staub swoops in and says, you know what, Jennifer, you want to take a walk with me? Jennifer, yeah, this monkey's asshole needs to be refreshed. Danielle says, I'll suck that monkey's asshole. I'll suck that monkey's asshole. Come on, let's go. What is happening? Oh, God. You tell her, Danielle. So now, of course, everyone correctly assumes that Danielle just wants to get in Jennifer's ear and talk trash about Margaret. Now she has a kindred spirit, somebody else that is anti-Margaret that she can talk to and poison, you know? So Teresa said to Margaret, I hate that you guys aren't talking. What's going on with you and Danielle? And Margaret's like, I don't like the way she makes things up. She's telling stories that aren't true. And I don't want to be around that anymore. And Melissa said something like, yeah, she's just realizing she's not the person she thought she was. Teresa said, at the end of the day, it's about loyalty. No. People who are evil or mean to other people or lie about other people do not deserve your loyalty. I cannot stand that blind loyalty thing. How about you give your loyalty to somebody who is honest and good and kind and treats you well? I will probably just really never understand that mentality. Anyway, so Teresa said, well, I'm going to go check on her because she's my friend. And Margaret goes, oh, and what am I, chopped liver? And Teresa said, you're my friend too. Margaret's like, you know what, it's fine. Go ahead and check on that psycho. So now it's just Margaret, Melissa, and Jackie at the table, and interestingly enough, Dolores. And Dolores said, Teresa's never been a good judge of character. Since she's 16 years old, I've known her. She's not had the best judge of character. So now I'm wondering if Dolores can be drawn over to the good side. You know? Come on, Dolores. Maybe you need to reassess those old school values that you treasure so much. Because your old school values are in the other room now, probably trash talking Margaret. And we do see Danielle and Jennifer and Teresa out in the lobby. And what is up with Teresa? Jennifer apologized for saying that her necklace was so ugly, and she's like, oh, it's fine. Like, you don't have to even apologize for that. If I were Teresa at the time she said it, I'd be like, hey, don't say that. But Teresa kept quiet. I find it interesting the times that Teresa stays quiet and the times that she blows up, like she blew up at Jackie. I just find it interesting. Anyway, that is where this episode ends. I'd like to welcome new subscribers to Jill Informed. Luisa Montes, Rita La Barbara, Erica Watson, Steph Zahn, DJ Rave Baby, Cardiac RN, Kayla Henry, Stephanie H, Kim Lawrence, and Bella P. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and welcome. Okay, time to open the viewer mailbag. A few of you now have been wondering the same thing. This is from username unknown21. Hi, username unknown. And their question is, wait, how is Joe texting from jail? Hippie Chick had the same question. So I did investigate it, and though I don't know exactly what the situation is for Joe Giudice, I know that some correctional facilities do have a way for inmates to text and receive texts using a certain system that probably doesn't allow anything else, internet or anything like that. So I think there might be a way that he can do that now. I mean, obviously there is. We saw them. I don't know how it works or anything like that, but I guess, there's a way to do it. Also, I had been wondering why Teresa is blindly devoted to Danielle, and a few of you guys were wondering that as well. And this comes from Shay here today. Hi, Shay. And she said, do you think the new closeness between Teresa and Danielle comes from the connections Danielle has in the men's prison and the fact that Joe Giudice is in there? So I will just say this. I didn't know she had connections, but if she does, that makes a hell of a lot more sense than she's just trying to still apologize for the table flip 10 years ago. You know, I mean, that was just a stupid explanation. If Danielle does have some connections, then yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense. Especially when she's worrying about him being deported and all that stuff. Now, he's supposed to get out in March, right? Does anybody know what the final word is, or if we know yet about the deportation? Because also in this episode, she mentioned that she is really liking her independence. And I don't know, man. I think if he gets deported, I'm not totally convinced she would go with him. I think it's a lot. I think she would more likely use the excuse of not taking the kids out of school, something like that. And that maybe after they all graduate high school, she'll come, or something like that. You know what I mean? On the other hand, as I'm thinking this through, I feel like it might break Melania's heart. I feel like she would want to go to Italy with her dad. I don't know. I'm sure they don't want the family broken up, so that's a tough one. And finally, on the question of marriages, this is another topic that's been talked about a little bit in social media and a little bit with us in the comment section. This one comes from Joanna Wigg. Hi, Joanna. And she said, I hope Jennifer's marriage is okay. I hope she's not getting Camille'd, where the husband encourages the wife to go on the Housewives, so she's too busy to see what's really going on. I don't know. First of all, I hope not too. I don't want anybody's marriage to fail. But, oh, you guys, Bill was happy. He was so happy on the phone tonight. I also will say this. I find it very hard to understand why Bill agreed to be on this show and agreed to allow Jennifer to be on this show. It kind of goes against everything I would think he would want, and traditionally, and how he would want his wife to behave and to be shown in public. I just can't imagine how or why Bill would want this housewife thing. You know, earlier I said maybe it was good for his business, but I don't think his business needs any help. So is she being Camille'd? I mean, it's not a bad theory. In fact, I mean, it kind of explains a few things, but I don't know. So I'm going to put it back out to you guys. What do you think? It's not like it's unheard of. You know, it gives us all something to think about. So thanks, Joanna. And thank you all for joining me. I hope you liked it. If you did, please subscribe to Jill Informed and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, I hope I see you next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Bye-bye.